Good evening, chiropractors. This is Billy D's Philosophy Corner. We're going to get into cause tonight because every health problem a person presents with in your office, sorry about that, there's a cause to it. It's not because of shortage of meds. So we'll go back to some early DD. DD stated, I'm not sure which book it was because I get most of my stuff out of all of Fred Barge's book. Disease is lack of coordination between innate, the source of power, and its expression. Innate always wants to keep you alive and keep you healthy. It's just when there's incoordination that we have disease in the body. We've already discussed that every human ailment or whatever you want to call it has a cause, and you have an innate intelligence that always wants to keep you healthy. So when there's any incoordination in that innate intelligence and the source of the power and its expression, that you have disease. As Dede stated that there were certain causes to abnormal performance, which he quantified as disease. Those three things that he later quantified were basically that the determinate causes of disease are traumatism, poison, and autosuggestion. So it either comes, and he was actually one of the earliest mixers if you really think about what he was saying. So obviously trauma will subluxate vertebrae, poison, which today is very prevalent with the so-called food that people ingest, and some of the other things that I talk about that many of you might think is conspiracy, but you'll see sooner or later that I was right. Obviously the stress and autosuggestion things going on in people's minds. So Dede, even in the early 1900s, was talking about the fact that there's other things other than trauma that can cause subluxation in the spine. Let's back up a little bit. There's also B.J. Palmer, his son, obviously. There are only two diseases, too much or too little. So when the nervous system expresses too much energy versus it can create hyperactivity in certain organs and glands, i.e. diarrhea, hyperthyroid, high blood pressure, we can say ADHD, or it could be hypo, that could be constipation, impotence, fatigue, low blood pressure, lack of energy. All those would be decreased tone. Let's go back to Willard Carver, who was another one. He wrote something great about the fact that autosuggestion was a huge component to living a healthy lifestyle. That's why I encourage many of you not to watch any TV and get into reading some really good books. And lately, what I've been doing in my car is, thanks to Patty Barge over at the tourstore.org, I've been ordering a lot more tapes and videos to listen in my car to further channel Fred for my talk at CalGem. But what Willard Carver said is an evident fact that within the means of self there is no more fruitful source of health than correct autosuggestion. And even Fred's dad, Henry Barge, stated that the doctors that have the most success are the ones that the patients have the most confidence in. So I think it's really super important as a chiropractor / doctor is to obviously exude huge amounts of certainty in everything that you do with the people in your practice, because you're going to get better results just the patient thinks that you know what you're talking about. So it would be good to know what you're talking about too, obviously, in my opinion. All right, let's go to Clarence now. Clarence stated, and this is kind of like when I really started to drop the whole allopathic model, but he said medicine is the study of disease and what causes man to die. And you really think about it, a lot of what we learn in school, we learn pathology, micro, and we learn about all the histology, but we really didn't learn, in my opinion, things chiropractic, the study of health and what causes a man to live and express and be more vibrant, and how an inner vibration that's resistant to disease and perpetuates life and innate to express 100% of its pure potential. And it wasn't the fact that going through 2DE that I started to get more and more faith in the human body, i.e. life without fear, and I further did my studies to determine what things I needed to bring into my practice to bring a more successful outcome with the people that came through my office. Not only get rid of their pain or where their problem was, but to get them to live better, healthier lives on all levels of their life. This is Billy D signing off. This has been episode 3 of Billy D's Philosophy Corner. I bid you all good night. Hey, again, if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Like it. Come on, man. I need it for my ego. 2, share it. 3, be a bro or a sister. Do that. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at The DCS Experience. And by the way, not to confuse you, but there's also a CalJam YouTube channel with other cool stuff on it. So I know we're mixing it up a lot. Have a great night. This video is sponsored by my friends over at mychiropractic.com, custom branding and web design for successful chiropractors. I love these dudes because they're raising the image of chiropractic, and I really thank them for supporting all of our videos. Rock and roll.